Welcome to American Black Journal. I'm Stephen Henderson. Later this month, the African American Leadership Awards will be given to unsung heroes who work behind the scenes to advance policies and political causes in the Black community. This is the 6th year for the event that honors public servants and labor, business, and community leaders. The awards are given by the African American Leadership Institute. And joining me now is the organization's founder, Al Williams. Welcome to American Black Journal.
Hey, how are you, Stephen? Good to be here.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
So let's start with the African American Leadership Institute.
Yes.
You founded that. What do you guys do?
Oh, okay. So we work to train, educate leaders from all over the state. Try to help them maintain a level of knowledge around the issues that affect African Americans all across the state of Michigan. And then we work to highlight, encourage, and inspire younger people to become leaders themselves.
Yeah.
And so it's a great organization. This past year we've been all over the state for the 6th time, and we're having our 6th annual award ceremony.
Right. I mean, it feels like this is filling an important gap, right? The idea of trying to cultivate African American leaders around the state.
Absolutely, and I think we've been doing a great job of that. As you know, one of the people we've worked with in the past is Garland Gilchrist.
He's done okay, I guess.
He's done okay, yeah. He's doing a little bit,
right.
yeah. So we take pride in that, and want to continue to do more great work just like that.
Yeah. It's interesting you bring up Garland because I remember when Garland was running for city clerk.
Yes.
I would run into him around town, and I would often see you with him.
Yeah.
And at first I didn't quite know. I thought, well, maybe they're just friends, and maybe Al's helping out. But this really was about the kind of things that this Leadership Institute is doing.
It's exactly what we work to do, not just here in Detroit, but all across the state. We've worked with Mayor Muhammad out of Benton Harbor, who's doing some phenomenal things out there. We've worked with other local elected officials, but not just elected officials either. We work with labor leaders and community organizers, and more importantly, those locally elected officials and precinct delegates who do more than just go and vote. They really do the real work in their community. Unsung heroes is what I like to call them.
Yeah. So you're going to honor a number of them.
Yes.
With your 6th annual awards.
Yes, as we do every year. This coming Friday at the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. We'll be having our 6th annual African American Leadership Awards, where we honor business leaders, community leaders, elected officials, labor leaders, unsung heroes. One of my favorite awards for this event is the Bruce Feaster Staffer of the Year Award, which normally goes to someone, a staffer of an elected official or an executive who goes over and beyond the call of duty to get their job done and do their job and represent their principle. As you know, elected officials might vote on a regular basis. Executives might show up and be the talking head on TV, but the real work is done behind the scenes by their staff. And so we like to make sure that they get highlighted. Bruce Feaster out of Flint, who the award is named after, passed away in 2016. And he literally worked himself to death that year. And so we like to make sure that we keep his name out there. A lot of people knew who he was. He was an attorney and never wanted to be in the limelight, always wanted to do the work behind the scenes. And so it's important for us to highlight those unsung heroes just like Bruce.
So how do you find the people that you end up honoring with these awards?
It's a statewide public nomination process. And so anyone can nominate. Every year the deadline is Martin Luther King's birthday, January 15th. And so people from Muskegon, Benton Harbor, Flint, Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, Ann Arbor, Pontiac, Saginaw, Detroit, Highland Park, and Oak Park, everybody gets in. A lot of people get involved to make these nominations prior to the deadline, and I'm still getting nominations today, even though they don't count at the deadline.
It's a little late, right?
Right. But and then we have a committee that sits down, they go through the nominations, bios, and whatever public information we can find to make the selections on who the awardees are.
Yeah. So now when you think of the city right now and the state of the city and the state of African Americans as it relates to the city and the cultivation of leadership, would you say we're in a good place, or are we in a tenuous place?
I think we're in a tenuous place.
Yeah.
I think we have a long way to go.
Yeah.
I think that having Garland Gilchrist being elected is a great sign, or a good, we can see the light at the end of the tunnel now.
Yeah.
The last time that we had a statewide elected official in a position similar to that, of course, was Richard Austin.
Yeah, that's
most
people today wouldn't even know who that is. Right?
And that's one of the reasons why we started this award ceremony. I was with Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence, who is a co-founder of the African American Leadership Awards, and just not being able to highlight that story to young people who would say, who is Richard Austin?
Right.
The longest serving Secretary of State in the country.
Right.
Was
a black guy.
Yeah,
right?
he's a black guy, elected statewide, and really it's the reason why seatbelt law even exists.
Right.
The Motor Voter Act.
Right.
And being able to tell that story and inspire others to do more and do better, I think is very important. And I like to highlight another one. Emerging Leader of the Year award has always gone to someone like Garland. I can remember when we first started this, there was a young man who attended our award ceremony. He wasn't elected at the time, but he was interested in getting into politics. And the following year, he was 20 years old or 19. He stepped up to run for city council in Inkster. He won. The year after that, he ran for state representative and was elected as the youngest African-American state elected official in the country. And I like to say that we inspired to help inspire him to do that through our award ceremony in the institution, and that person is Jewel Jones, or State Representative Jewel Jones.
What are some of the things that you feel like threaten the future of African American leadership? You said that you felt like we're in kind of a tenuous spot. What are the hurdles?
Oh, I think the hurdles are being able to get the support not only from your own community, but from outside your community. I mean, I think Garland is an anomaly. The amount of support that he received from around the state, from individuals
around the country.
From around the country,
Right.
When he ran for city clerk, he got a donation from every state except for one, West Virginia, I think it was.
Pretty tough to get something from West Virginia.
It might not be that well known there, but getting that kind of monetary support. From people outside your own community, outside your family, is not easy. And being able to establish a name, name recognition, as you know, goes a long way in this state, especially in this city. And getting past the hurdle of establishing that name is not easy. And so that's one thing. And then the third thing is just knowing, having the knowledge of and the experience of knowing policy, how it works, how the legislature works. A lot of people can run for office but not really know how to do the job. Right. And so I think those are the three things that we need to get around. And then inspiring more young people like Jewel Jones and Kyra out of Oakland County, who just won a state representative seat, Marcus Muhammad out of Benton Harbor, to step up and fill the void of leadership where we need them to.
Okay, well, congratulations on the Institute and the awards, and thanks for being here.
No problem. Hope to see you there.
Yeah, well, I'm all over town, but always too busy for things that are fun.
All right,
and that sounds like a lot of fun. So. All right, thanks for being here.
Thank you.